Eliminate the competitor. Radio Noise Podcast. Radio Zoo. This narrative illustrates how, in Ukraine, beneath the guise of noble slogans, various sinister entities and criminals continually conspire to suppress and appropriate what does not rightfully belong to them. They seize what is not theirs and oppress those who possess it, for the presence of both the rightful owners and the rightful goods poses a significant threat to their interests, as it sparks spontaneous market crystallization and competition, forces that could annihilate these inept parasites or, at the very least, render them utterly dispensable. The Ukrainian Retailers Association, familiar to you? Do you know what it does? It embodies the insatiable desire of a handful of supermarket chain owners and other mercenary networks to monopolize the trade of foreign goods unlawfully, with the aim of excluding independent competitors and their producers from the market, thus consolidating control within their own networks. These are disparate groups who have usurped real estate, obtained through dubious privatization, illegal construction on unlawfully allocated land, and similar illicit activities, erecting commercial establishments without cultivating, manufacturing, or producing anything of substance. Their role is merely to provide space for those genuinely engaged in the production and trade of goods. Do you doubt such usurpations? Do you dismiss our claims as unfounded? Let us examine a simple example. Currently, amid war and economic stagnation, an objective reality, fewer small entrepreneurs lease property for their businesses, and when they do, the lease terms are often shorter. Many small ventures quickly collapse due to a lack of demand. People simply do not have the money. Should rental prices decline in response? Certainly. Yet, they remain stable or even increase. Why is that? Because property is controlled by associations, unions, collectives, ownership groups, agreements among them to maintain and even elevate prices, avoiding dumping. These entities incur little to no cost in maintaining properties due to exemptions from taxation, collusions with local authorities, law enforcement, courts, and other parasites. Interestingly, what invariably manifests among them is an urgent, almost compulsive desire to unite, initially in political parties, then in associations, collectives, comsomol-like structures, or other nebulous formations such as taxpayers' alliances, with some even establishing VIP groups for large taxpayers. Why do we mention this? Because, together with corrupt officials and budget embezzlers, some of whom also organize into interest groups, such as associations of city mayors, they are deeply preoccupied with the growth of the shadow economy, what they term the gray sector. And do you know why they are concerned? Because their activities deprive the state treasury of funds, and white companies, those aligned with their interests, lose profits. Naturally, white companies are members of their associations, and they seek to claim the illicit gains of the so-called gray sector. And do you realize where these gray and black companies originate? From the genuine, competitive marketplace, where true business occurs, free from the influence of these multi-member associations, which are predominantly composed of members of the feminine gender. In this authentic market, competition reigns, and schemes like tax evasion and money laundering are absent. Instead, all operations are governed by honest enterprise, security, and judicial protection. Conversely, where competition is replaced by backdoor deals and schematics, schemes designed to evade taxes and launder money, the environment is perilous. The threat of business destruction looms, orchestrated by competitors, associations, or collectives of these swindlers. Or simple obliteration driven by greed and envy, because I lack such wealth, and as a civil servant, I am barred from accepting bribes. Their destruction is facilitated by corrupt law enforcement, courts, tax authorities, regulators, and other parasitic elements that suffocate the economy. Furthermore, all these associations and unions are detrimental to the economy, serving as sources of price collusion and other anti-competitive practices explicitly prohibited by legislation governing administrative and criminal law. Their very existence fosters price fixing and cartel-like behavior, illegal activities that undermine fair market competition and economic integrity.